All right, so I'm going to try to knock this out in about 3 different applications quickly. This is RockFloss, 4-inch version, broader. The broader version is for larger areas of material. This is 2-inch. 2-inch is awesome for feet, ankles, calves, forearms, such and such. And this little kit is where I keep my blades. Now, you may not want to invest in one of these. They get expensive, but if you look online, you'll find all kinds of versions that are very much less expensive that essentially do the same thing. There are tons of benefit in this one as opposed to many of the others. I'm not going to bore you with it right now, but I'm going to use it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run on the assumption that he's having some issues with his IT band, the knee's a little compressed, and what we're going to do is we're going to floss it. So let's really get this a little bit. And what I'm doing is first I'm going to get a bite. Now that I've got it, I can put a little bit of tension on it. So I'm going to reel it out here so I can get some nice length. Oops. Try to imagine he wasn't on this table. And now I can put down some really nice, tight laps. Now, I said IT band, you're wondering why am I so low? Well, the IT band reaches down below the kneecap. So you want to get down there. And now you're going to see I'm going to cross over here and get just above the knee. Incidentally, you can go right over the pants with this. It's okay. Nice and tight. About midway is where you lap it. About midway, like that. And then, you know, truth be told, I probably started a little lower than I should. It's okay. It's only for video. And then what we want to do is we want to get some mobility. Want to move the joint. In essence, what's happening here is we're flushing blood. We started from low to high, moving it towards the heart, flushing the blood out of this region, and then also causing the fascia to slide. After, you could do a ton of things with this. You could do some squats, you could do lunges, whatever, but never beyond 2 minutes. And then, once we got it off, we're going to go through range of motion again, just kind of get the blood to flow back into that area. It's already starting to feel better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come after it with my blade. So I'm using this topical ointment, which is rock sauce. And essentially the active ingredient here is capsaicin. And I'm actually using it more so for a lubricant, but it's also going to give that gift of heat. And then you could do this with a wooden spoon. Just don't do anything sharp. You don't want to cut yourself. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working up towards the heart. And I'm finding some things. You can see the happy faces he's making. And now the angle of approach is important. So at a less sharp angle, it's not as painful. But you can see if I start to turn it, you know, it's like a kung fu move. All of a sudden he's lit up. And so what we're doing is basically moving the fascia. You don't want to go nuts. You can already see these starting to show a little petechia here. If you start seeing a lot of that, you know, you're probably in overtime, and you don't want to hurt them. You just want to move that fascia. Okay, now, incidentally, the rock sauce can act as a preparatory cleaning element. So you can go right over top of that with the tape. Essentially what I want to do now is this is where the IT band goes. By the way, when this gets tight, the knee is compressed. So you may find that this doesn't hurt, but your knee is bugging. You release this, you release the knee. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably start from the bottom up. And I'm going to separate the tape about there. And now watch what I'm doing here. I'm laying it down, but I'm not tacking the end. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of contour it. And again, this is for video, so we didn't take his pants off. That's good. I'm just going to lay that down. And so I'm tracing that IT band. And then I'm going to lay that down like that. And then the area that seemed to be tender for him. All right, so this is where he was pretty tender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a buckle. Stretching it right over that area like that. The reason that I don't stretch it all the way to the ends is because it irritates the skin. You just want to lay it down so it doesn't tug on the edges of the skin like that. That's golden. That's all you need. Now, incidentally, anywhere you're working, whether it be the calf, the Achilles, plantar fascia, the principle is the same. This is decompressing. The stretching, show this to you. The stretching of the tape over material like this, if I just do this and lay it down to give you a demonstration, you see what's happening? As I start to move, look at how it's puckering. It's actually decompressing. Same effect is on the skin. You're actually moving and pulling away, which is allowing edema to travel out of there, and less inflammation, less pain.